Hello guys, this is Mike from Deathless Gaming, and tonight I'm going to be talking to you about the Mini Map in Planetside 2. Cue theme music.
Someday I'll let you apologize, and I'll accept your apology, and tell you just exactly what I see. I live my life like a guilty. Hey, I made out. Oh, hot.
Alright guys, I'm going to talk about the Mini Map's info and stats now. Feel free to watch the gameplay in the background. So, the Mini Map is a cutout area with an area about 300 meters in between. It's about the size of a small base, and it's everything within that area is on the quote-quote mini-map. So to expand and retract this, press H. It's pretty obvious. So, who shows up on the mini-map? Friendlies. Friendlies will show up, infantry will show up on the mini-map at all times. Same goes for their equipment. Friendly tanks and vehicles will also show up on the mini-map at all times. Enemies. So if you're wondering how will you show up on an enemy's mini-map or how it'll show up on your mini-map, this is going to be about that. So, enemies show up when they are firing. Now, if an enemy is equipped with a silencer, they will not show up on the mini-map. But when they fire, they show up on the mini-map, I generally find, for about 5 to 10 seconds, unless they are constantly firing, unless they will show up on the mini-map until they stop firing. Same goes for tanks. So tanks will show up on the mini-map if they are firing. Now, unless they are reloading, they'll usually stay up on the mini-map for a really long time because they like to constantly fire. Now this goes also for spotted objects, so spotted deployables, spotted infantry, and spotted tanks will show up on the mini-map for about 5 to 10 seconds. So, that's pretty much what shows up on the mini-map and how long it shows up. Alright, so let's talk about motion sensors. Motion sensors are basically dedicated sensors to picking up infantry. So, dart shooter, the most basic one, shoots a dart. Once it's deployed and hits something, that dart will stay there indefinitely and show infantry around its radius of 25 meters. So everything within a 25 meter radius around that dart, that is infantry, will show up on the mini-map indefinitely until that dart expires or is destroyed. Deployables. The deployable motion sensor, once you deploy that, it will show all enemy and friendly infantry for about 15 meters, which is a huge advantage. Alright guys, so let's talk about how we should use the mini-map. Now, the mini-map should be used to flank and find the enemy, also gang behind the enemy. So, look at the person on your mini-map. If you see one single person in a sea of friendlies, then you know that's like an infiltrator and you just have to kill him. If you see one, let's say, red dot on a cliff, you know that's one sniper and you just have to get behind him and blow his head off. So, basically, use it to find the enemy. So just look on the mini-map. When you find your enemy, your spotted enemy, or if you have a sensor or something, or it's showing up for some reason because the guy's firing, just estimate where he's going to be. Think of where he's going to be after he stays there, because he's only going to show up for 10 seconds, and once he stops showing up, you're basically in the blind. So, anticipate his moves. Think about what you do in his position. So if he's in a building firing on infantry, figure out how you want to get behind him. Once you get behind him, search for him. Once you find him, blow his head off. But always make sure you come up from behind. So the mini-map is very effective for using this tactic of finding enemies and finding a very convenient way of getting behind them and just shooting them without having to go head on. And this is really what most people don't understand. You really need to use your mini map to the max effect. Now let's talk about flanking. Now with armor, it's very easy to figure out where the main armor line is, and what do I mean, or infantry in that case also. So what do I mean by that? There is almost always a main line of infantry or armor in a fight where two forces are just clashing head to head. So if you're running a platoon, find a place where there are not that many enemies and you can spawn a Sunday. And so what you do is just look at your mini-map, figure it out, and then use your armor and infantry to flank them from that position where they're less vulnerable. So basically, find a gap in the forces. And you really want to use your mini-map for this, and it's really effective. Let's talk about pre-firing. Another thing you can do is, if you know somebody's about to turn in front of you, or you're about to turn into somebody that's going to kill you, the second before you turn, start to fire your gun, so that when you turn into them, this is of course will be in a close quarter situation, you will mow them down. So this works in close quarters really well. So if some guy's following you around and he's just about to turn that corner, you can see him on the mini-map, start to fire, and as soon as he turns around that corner, he's gonna get mowed down. I do have a pre-firing tutorial you can watch if you're interested in it. That's pretty much it, guys. If you like my vids, subscribe. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. If this video game can be improved on in any way, please tell me. This is Mike from Deathless Gaming, signing off.